Good morning / afternoon, college football fans. Well, we have made it to one of the nastiest weeks in all of college football, Rivalry Week. That's right, Joe. Of course, Rivalry Week started last week, and it's continuing today. As it usually is, its usual 2-week process, and let's just say it's going to be a good one. Just kicking off a few moments ago, the game, if you will, Ohio State, Michigan. That team up north versus that 4-letter word. Getting ready to roll. We got plenty coming your way today. The Sunshine Showdown, the duel in the desert, the Civil War, and plenty more coming your way today. Also, we got some college playoffs to talk about, of course, in the lower divisions. We are getting you ready and set for another great day of CIF championships rolling through today. Of course, last night we crowned some champs, and well, we got plenty of action coming your way. NAIA, NCAA, and of course, we're getting ready for junior college playoffs and championships. If you love college football, you're in the right place. You are now tuned in live to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your directory for all that is sports. Welcome, college football fans. Well, today is going to be freaking packed. We're not going to take no breaks. We're going 1 hour straight, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 9:05 that is, all the way to 10:05, 1 straight hour. And let me just tell you, it's going to be a power hour because, man, we have ourselves a whole bunch to get to today, so we can't waste no time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming my co-host here. He is, of course, co-host of this show, 3 and Outs College Edition. He is founder and host of the SoCal Spring Sports Show and Set Point here on our network, IE Sports Radio, and he's just overall the man. He's also class of 2000 IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame inductee. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming Mr. Taryn Rodriguez. What's going on, brother? How you doing today, man?
Hey, Larry B. It is great to be on here today. Thanksgiving is officially over. We are back to work. We are hitting the ground running, and we are ready to talk some college football action today.
We really are, man. Today is going to be the real deal. And I am so damn excited, man. We got so much to get to today. Just starting, by the way, we just got the Sunshine Showdown and Michigan, of course, and Ohio State getting ready and set there, just moments away. I see Charles Woodson on the TV right now carrying out the Michigan flag. You know, Tom Brady's somewhere excited for this one, enjoying all of his Super Bowls and just his greatness that he's accomplished. I'm just saying, the big house is lit. Ohio State and Michigan about to get down. Will this be the day that Coach Harbaugh finally knocks off the team that has been a thorn in his side since he was in college? And of course, as a coach, will he win this game, though? Or will it be yet another notch under the Ohio State belt? The Michigan Wolverines, wearing all blue today, are on their way to the field. And it's going to be a nasty one. The snow is falling. The referees are they look like they're ready for this thing, man. Everyone's pumped. The crowd is ready to roll. Yeah, this is going to be something. So with that said, y'all, like I said, also getting underway right now, the Sunshine Showdown, as we have here Florida State and Florida getting ready and set to do battle in just a few moments here. So lots and lots of great football action coming your way. And today we got so freaking much more. We have here the Iron Bowl getting set to tip off in a little bit. The Civil War, Penn State and Michigan State, not really a rivalry, but it's a great game. It looks like Northwestern Illinois in-state rivalry there. Indiana, Purdue. Purdue, another in-state rivalry there. The Territorial Bowl, if you want to call it, or the Duel in the Desert, or whatever you want to call it, the Arizona versus Arizona State. Wisconsin and Minnesota, another good one there. Clemson, South Carolina, Notre Dame and Stanford. Cal and UCLA really isn't a rivalry, but it's a good game. And, of course, UCLA actually got their name, kind of cool story, from Cal, the Bears, hence the Bruins. And then, of course, Sunday Night Football tonight. Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State. So many great rivalry games today. I mean, man, it is awesome. But, of course, we had plenty of great action last night. We had a couple games last night, that is, in the college football world. And, of course, this past week. But, man, this week has been crazy. Of course, Thanksgiving Day. We had a really good game in the Egg Bowl, that is. Number 9 Ole Miss knocking off Mississippi State 31-21. Fresno State actually defeating San Jose State 40-9. So I'm not sure if that's actually a rivalry game, but pretty solid there. Then, of course, we have last night, number 20 NC State defeating North Carolina 34-30. It's actually a very good game. The Apple Cup was a complete wash as Washington State... Get it? He's kidding. Washington State, I didn't mean that, but Washington State destroys Washington as this Huskies team continues to tumble 40-30 at home. The UW took that big hit, and Wazoo reigns victorious there. And yeah, lots of good games, of course, last night, but just a few to note. And we had the Rumble in the Rockies also last night. Number 19, Utah knocking off Colorado 28-13. And Coast Carolina and South Alabama actually going to overtime here. 27-21 final score. Number 16, Iowa over Nebraska 28-21. Overall, just good football. And, well, there's one game that I'm actually going to leave to the man on the other side of this line because I left it untouched for a reason. Taryn, was there a football game on yesterday that had a lot of meaning to it? I'm not sure. Was there?
Actually, there was.
What game was that, Taryn?
Boise State and San Diego State.
Interesting. Can you tell me about that game, Taryn? I have no idea what happened.
So what happened was Boise State needed to win, and they also needed help from UNLV to beat Air Force in order to make the Mountain West Conference Championship. Meanwhile, San Diego State needed to win, and then they were in. If not, then Fresno State would have won. And then the game turned out to be really good as Boise State jumped out to an early 7-3 lead, and then that lead eventually expanded to 16-3, and it looks as if Boise State was going to pull off the upset. Keep in mind that Boise State had the longest active streak in terms of winning road conference games. I think it was at 47, so Boise State had not lost at that point until then. And then, for some reason, Lucas Johnson just wasn't the answer for San Diego State as he was subbed out. They brought in Jordan Brookshire, and let me just say, Jordan Brookshire found his mojo as he threw a touchdown pass and then eventually got the lead down to 17-10 and then eventually, or 16-10, and then San Diego State got a late field goal and the lead was eventually 16-13. And then in the second half, that's when the San Diego State defense stepped up. And then that's when Jordan Brookshire finally found his swagger as he had a rushing touchdown. He also converted a fourth and 1, and then got a big gain out of that. I think it was like 32 yards. Either way, Jordan Brookshire was just balling. And keep in mind, he was benched for Lucas Johnson because Brady Hoke thought that he wanted the speed from Lucas Johnson, but Brookshire was the answer all along. And the defense really stepped up. Patrick McMorris had an interception, and the defense made it tough for Hank Bachmeier and the Boise State offense to get anything. Matter of fact, the San Diego State defense shut out Boise State in the second half. And to that end, the offense reeled off 24 unanswered points for the Aztecs as San Diego State won 27-16. They will face Utah State in the Mountain West Conference Championship next week. It'll be in Carson, California, or Dignity Health Sports Center. And that was the game. I saw the game. It was a very, very great game. I love the resilience that San Diego State showed, and I think it showed that Brookshire is the man to go with as of right now, just because he can do a lot when it comes to the ball. He could throw the ball perfectly, and nothing against Lucas Johnson, but he just could not get the offense going. It looked like the offense early on was stuck in quicksand, and then when Brookshire came in, they got that spark, and eventually San Diego State just ran with it.
Can we get an applause? The freaking Aztecs, man. How about the Aztecs making it happen? We're just underway, by the way, in the big house, and it's already nasty on the kickoff as Ohio State kicks this thing off. Michigan receives, and, well, let's see what this team has here today. But awesome stuff there, Taryn. These Aztecs, man, simply deserve. Big ups to our boy Adam Karnick in the chat room, by the way. He says, well, hello, boys. The game is today, and the game is going on right now. We just started first play of the game, and, well, let's take a look here. We got first line from scrimmage, shotgun. Looks like we have a snap here, and up the middle for a couple of yards, and that's pretty much about it. That's how this game will start, and I guarantee you it is going to just continue to get better and better and better and better. So, with that said, you guys, we are also underway in Gainesville. As, let's see, all kinds of rivalry games today. Florida is already up 7-0, and, well, it's interesting. That's wow, that was quick. But yeah, so that already started off here. Number 1, Georgia, facing Georgia Tech, is already underway as well. And like I said, just lots of great football coming our way. So, Mr. Taryn, let's continue it on, brother. Yeah, Ohio, we have Illinois, plus Illinois, Northwestern Illinois. Yeah, that's an exciting game, Adam. Cricket. Just kidding. Should be a good one, let's hope. But with that said, all right, Darren. Well, that was some good stuff from last night. Of course, like I said, we got plenty of great football coming your way today. We named a giant slate of games, and well, it's going to be a very packed college football day. But let's get a quick little bead here, Taryn, on last night. If you want to elaborate on any of these games, please do so. But I'm just going to take a few minutes, not very many, just to go over the champions from last night that were crowned in CIF. The Southern section right here in Southern California. High school playoffs are going, but of course we follow Southern California very much. But we're going to go ahead and get into, in a few moments here, the top 10 around the country. But real quick from last night, congratulations, Division I, Mater Dei does it again, defeating Servite, I believe, 27-7. Big victory there. Mater Dei wins it again, continuing to be the number 1 team in the country. They will play for state, of course, in the, I guess, open, however they call it, however CIF maxes it against North and South. I'm pretty sure Mater Dei will win this thing and be national champions again, but we don't know. We'll see. Anyway, Division 5, Valencia. Congratulations to the Valencia Vikings getting it done last night. Division 9, Colony, congratulations to them. Number 10, Northview. Division number 11, Northwood. So congratulations to both of those teams. Division 13, the Arlington Lions, right here out of Southern California in Riverside, of course, my hometown. Awesome job to them. The Lions got it done, so congratulations to the Lions. And then, of course, another team from the Inland Empire in Division 14 was going head-to-head with an Orange County school. On Taryn's side of the tracks. And, well, it was a great game, 14-12. But Luara would get the better of Rialto. And Luara, I didn't even know that they were the Saxons. Interesting mascot. They got it done, and Luara gets the victory as all these games are here. All these teams claim CIF gold, if you will. Congratulations to all those teams winning it last night. Definitely deserved. And there you have it. Today, of course, we have Divisions 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 12 going head-to-head today. So, Taryn, if you want to take the cake, if you want to listen to any, if you want to, talk about any of those games there, and then, of course, give us small previews, if you will, for any of the matchups here today. And then, of course, we're going to dive straight into the college playoffs for Division 3, Division 2, and the NAIA, and talk a little junior college after that. So, Taryn, take it away.
So, what I was actually quite surprised in Division 5 that Valencia beat Great Oak. I mean, Valencia was the home team, and they do have a great football tradition, but the fact they were able to defeat a tough powerhouse that was heralded and favored to win is quite astounding. So great stuff for Valencia. Servite Mater Dei was very interesting as Servite scored on the first drive as they actually picked off Mater Dei as they threw their first pass, and it was picked off by Tataroa McMillan, and then McMillan eventually scored a touchdown pass right after that. But other than that, the Mater Dei defense did a really good job of limiting McMillan as he did not have the monster game he had the first go-around. And believe it or not, Mater Dei actually beat Servite without throwing a touchdown pass, as they only threw one touchdown pass, actually, and that was late in the game. But at that point was pretty much decided already. So Mater Dei's defense really stepped up, and there was no doubt in my mind that they would win. But a big props to Servite. That's probably one of the better Servite teams that we'll ever see in this high school football world, and I'm very surprised. And as for Division II, it's going to be a fun matchup. Alemany versus Orange Lutheran. On paper, this looks like Alemany can win, but don't sleep on Orange Lutheran. Other than their Trinity League losses, they have a clean slate when it comes to its other games that it's played. And then obviously, Division 3 will be good with Apple Valley and Sarah. Division 4, that features two storied programs in Long Beach Poly and St. Francis. That's going to be a very good game. The Moore League actually had 4 teams playing in the finals. Unfortunately for them, I think a couple of those teams lost. Actually just one of them, and that was Jordan losing to Northwood, which that was kind of surprising to me. And then my personal favorite, Divisional 6, which is my alma mater, Newport Harbor, is hitting the road to Temecula Valley to take on the Golden Bears. Sailors are looking for their first championship since 2005, while the Golden Bears are looking to repeat as champions, as the last time they were playoffs, they won the CIF Southern Section Championship against an Orange County team in Servite. So that's pretty much what I got. I will be at that Newport Harbor game, so yeah.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Taryn, this is definitely exciting. We got some great football coming our way. And yeah, man, I got to tell you, this has gotten so exciting. However, there is one thing, and I'm sorry, I wanted to keep quiet about this, but I kind of can't. Can you please explain to everybody real quick, and just, of course, to me one more time, Taryn, the new CIF rule is cool, but there are some teams that are getting in, which is great. I'm happy for them, but it's this whole strength of schedule thing. There's teams who have lost a very heavy amount of games because of their quote-unquote strength of schedule, which makes sense, but they're getting in and actually making deep runs to the playoffs. That's cool, but at the same exact time, we're kind of rewarding losses, and that's not cool. In the playoffs and in the NFL, I mean, yes, some teams barely make it in by the skin of their teeth, but my goodness, you guys, it is rare that teams with less wins less wins and more losses actually get in. That is a very, very slim thing that happens every now and again. It does happen, but usually you at least have to be one game over 500 to get to the freaking playoffs, to win your division. So, Taryn, really quick, I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that, but there are just some schools where I'm like, wow, how did they even get in? Like, congratulations to them, but wow, like, we're rewarding. I don't know. Taryn, can you please explain this one more time for everybody?
So yes, Cal Preps and CIF are basically doing this whole little thing where they don't where instead of just having division placements where we put certain teams in division 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the beginning of the season, they're doing division placements at the end of the season, and they're also going to factor in strength of schedule and then also their competitiveness and then their margin of victory or margin of loss. And basically everything gets dumped into some computer, and it basically gives us which teams go to the playoffs and which teams don't. And there were a few teams that kind of, I wouldn't say got lucky, but I will say that they kind of eked their way into the postseason. But it is a work in progress. Again, it does factor in strength of schedule. It factors in the strength of the league and depending on how good every other team did in the league and where the team finished in league and whatnot. So all in all, for some of these teams, it's still a work in progress. It is frustrating for some teams that got left out. So, and it's also frustrating for teams that don't belong in a certain division. Like, take, for example, Yorba Linda. I want to say they were in Division 2, I want to say. I'm not entirely certain. And that team is crawling with lots of talented teams. And then also Trabuco Hills, which wound up tying for the league title, wound up being the number 16 seed in Division 4. And sure enough, they had to play Long Beach Poly, which was not a recipe for success. Let's just say it wasn't pretty for the Mustangs against the Jackrabbits. So all in all, yeah, this thing is still a work in progress, and they still need to figure out a better system, but I think it'll be going, they'll figure it out eventually. There's still some flaws and whatnot, so we'll see how it goes.
All righty, Sam. Well, there you have it, guys. This something I thought was a little unfair, but it is what it is. Anyway, as for the rest of the country, once again, guys, we're sorry for high school. We've got to move it along, but of course, we got plenty more. We'll get to those playoffs next week. As I always try and say, it's something next week that never comes, I feel like, but we got to keep it going, trying our best. By the way, Michigan just scored their first touchdown. I can't believe it. I think that was on their actual first drive. A.J. Henning for 14 yards, and, well, in the first 5 minutes of this game, Michigan comes out to an early lead, 7-0. Oh, boy. Well, I don't know. I mean, is this the day for Michigan, or are them Ohio State Buckeyes going to ramp it up? We'll find out. Anyway, moving into the CCAA real fast, Taryn. We do have a pretty solid, we have some bowl games actually coming up in the CCAA, and we have, of course, the quarterfinals, semifinals. In the CCAA, NorCal, American River will take on City College of San Francisco today, coming up in just a little bit. Also, in the CCAA playoff quarterfinal, College of the Canyons will take on Golden West. Uh-oh, Taryn, that's your territory over there. We have the Hemet Sportsman Club American Championship Bowl between Antelope Valley and the Mount San Jacinto Eagles over here on this side of town in Inland Empire. Fresno City and San Mateo will go head-to-head in the 2001 CCAA Northern California Playoff Semifinal. This is a big one here. This is, of course, they're headed. This is, I think, the winner headed to the championship. We have the 2021 NCFC American Championship game going on. That's between Monterey Peninsula and Feather River. Pasadena City and Santa Ana will go head-to-head in the SoCal Bowl, which is pretty cool. You know, hey, we got a bowl game for those two teams here. In Riverside, well, actually, no, in Ventura, up north today, my beloved Riverside Tigers will head up north to take on those Ventura Pirates in the SCFA semifinals. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll see. And then, of course, we have Fullerton taking on Mount San Antonio at the... let's see, for the SCFA Patriotic Bowl going head-to-head today. In the Western State Bowl, Cerritos and San Diego Mesa go head-to-head. And then in the Beach Bowl, we have East Los Angeles taking on the El Camino Warriors. Taryn, those are all those games coming up today as we get closer to crowning a champion. Unfortunately, it won't be Riverside, I don't think, this year, because I think CFA, I'm not quite sure what the hell. I'm not sure what some of these are. However... Taryn, we're getting closer to crowning a champion. Any thoughts on these games here today?
Yeah, I'm just as confused as what this SCFA is. Maybe it's like a conference. Maybe it's the Southern Conference Federation Association. I'm not sure, but it might be but it says semifinals. Like,
weird.
Okay.
Weird.
Anyway, so, but for the playoff quarterfinal, that Canyons versus Golden West matchup will be a great matchup. Like you said, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to Fresno City and San Mateo as well. So that's something to look forward to. And Santa Ana, that's kind of the Phoenix rising from the ashes. They're kind of a great story. I think that their matchup against Pasadena City is going to be a fun one. And fortunately for them, they get to play at the Santa Ana Bowl because that's where Mater Dei and Servite play. So, yeah.
Which is pretty darn
good luck
sweet.
to your Tigers.
Good, thank you, sir. I'm hoping everything goes well today, man, for that. But moving over to the NJCAA. Interesting stuff here, Taryn. There are no games actually today. Took a look at that a little bit ago, and well, December looks a little crazy here. So moving into next week, Taryn, we do have some games coming up. Some bowl games. We'll get into those all next week. Since they are next week, we'll save those for then. However, I can't seem to locate the actual championship itself. It was posted, unless I'm blind or something, it was posted a few weeks ago, and kind of crazy, I see nothing now for this championship that was set for like the 17th, if I'm not mistaken, the 16th or 15th, somewhere, and I can no longer see it. So, I'm not quite sure what the NJCAA has done with this game, or where they moved it to. However, I guess spoiler alert, well, it's already up. So, we do have some bowl games coming up next week in the NJCAA. However, we do have the D1 football playoff. Number 4 Snow and number 1 Iowa Western going head-to-head next week. And that's really it. I mean, there are some, it says Division 3, which I didn't even know the NJCAA had more divisions than one. Regardless, next Sunday as well, we have the same exact thing. Northwestern, Mississippi taking on New Mexico Military, and crazy, that's actually the other playoff for Division 1, and then that's it. So, I literally have no idea what happened to that one game that was set. That maybe I'm looking at another division. I don't know, at a different sanctioning body. I have no idea. All I know is that's what's going on now. We can definitely save all that good stuff for next week in the NJCAA. So, Taryn, unless you have anything to add, we can definitely move forward, man.
So, I'm looking at the passing yards leaders, and there's only one player that surpassed 3,000 passing yards, and that is a quarterback from Tyler Community College, and his name is General Booty. Yes, that is his actual name. And for those of you that actually know, General Booty is actually the nephew, or his uncle was John David Booty, the former quarterback for USC.
Oh, wow.
So, and believe it or not, General Booty is actually a Division I prospect, and he could go to any college he desires, but he's actually choosing to go to a community college in the NJCAA, and honestly, good for him. Like, it just goes to show you that there is no shame in going to a community college to play football or any sport. So that's kind of like your general tidbit of the day right there, and he's looking to make his mark with more than just his name. And I hope he can get to a Division I school. Like, whichever school lands him is going to be quite fortunate to land him, because this kid is a baller. He actually, I think, played for Corona Del Mar, but never got to play. And then he played for Jay Serra. And then he eventually moved to, I think, Utah or San Antonio. San Antonio, that's what it was. So, yeah, keep an eye on General Booty.
Awesome. All right, well, there we have it. Great stuff there, Darren. Thank you for the awesome tidbit information, as always, good sir, and we'll definitely move forward for there. Great stuff. But I would like to go over the games last week in the NAIA, but we're just kind of crunched on time right now. So it's still 7-0 Michigan over Ohio State. And in another rivalry game going on at the moment, the Sunshine Showdown, Florida is still leading 7-0. We're getting close to the end of the first quarter here. Georgia is leading Georgia Tech 10-0, which is, I mean, you know, it's pretty... We thought that would happen, and, well, that's pretty much it for right now. So, keep an eye on those games here. But in the NAIA, Lindsey Wilson In the second round, of course, coming up today, Lindsey Wilson will be taking on, or number 1 Lindsey Wilson will be taking number 12 Kaiser. Then, of course, we have number 2 Morningside taking on number 11 Kansas Wesleyan. After that, number 3 Grandview will be taking on number 8 Concordia. And last but not least, number 4, Northwestern out of Iowa will be taking on number 7, Marion out of Indiana. Taryn, and then there were 8. What do you think, man?
Going to be a very fun Elite 8. I really think it's going to be a great little quarterfinal action, and I hope the FBS is taking notes because this is what an expanded playoff format looks like.
Thank you. Where's the applause button? Thank you, Taryn. Oh my gosh. Is it hard, guys? Is it hard, NCAA? I mean, is it really that tough? My goodness, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that tough to make a really good playoff like this. Dang, Taryn, that's a hard formula, isn't it? That's tough, man.
Indeed it is.
I didn't know you had to know differential equations to freaking make a gosh dang really good playoff. I'm sorry, Darren. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, thank you. Good job, Darren. Please take notes, NCAA. And speaking of the NCAA, well, Taryn, the first round has concluded in Division 3 and in Division 2. The second round starts today, man. St. John's took care of Lake Forest last week pretty heavily, as Linfield also took care of Redlands out of the Lynn Empire, so the SIAC falls again in the first round. Gosh dang it. But Linfield, of course, going head-to-head with St. John's today in the top left, and also in the top left bracket, Mary Hardin Baylor actually had a tough game last week with Trinity, 13-3. So, But Birmingham Southern defeated Huntington last week, and well, Mary Hardin Baylor and Birmingham Southern going head-to-head in that top left bracket, and the winner of those two play each other next week. Then we have in the bottom left bracket, Wisconsin and Whitewater and DePaul. Wisconsin and Whitewater handled Greenville very easily last week. DePaul actually had a really close game with Rose Holman. Or Hillman, I want to butcher the name, but so today, Wisconsin Whitewater and DePaul go head-to-head, and Central Iowa, the defending champions from 2 years ago, blowout, 61-35 last week over Bethel, Minnesota, and Central goes on as Wheaton also destroyed Aurora last week. Man, Wheaton, Illinois, 63-31, so literally almost the same exact scores. I mean, pretty much almost the same spread. And I guess a few points of being the same exact score here. Central and Wheaton going head-to-head today as well in that bottom left bracket. Top right bracket here. We actually have some games underway already. North Central, and I'm sorry, this is not the defending champions from last year. I am so sorry. North Central is, I guess, all Central. The defending champions last week, actually, I don't know if it was COVID, more than likely was. However, Carnegie Mellon, I'm not sure if that was it or if there's an illegal player. I have no idea. I forgot what happened, guys. But North Central would win by default or would win by some kind of disqualification or something. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm not sure. But anyway, last week, North Central Illinois would move forward, and then Wisconsin Lacrosse will actually defeat Albion 58-23, and today, North Central will get their first taste of playoffs, and they're already in the second round. So, there you go. SUNY Cortland defeated Springfield last week 26-21, and Rensselaer will defeat Endicott 20-14. Those two are actually going head-to-head right now in the second quarter. It is 7-7 Cortland versus Rensselaer, so let's see how that goes. Hopefully I'm not butchering that name. Top right corner. And then in the bottom right corner, of course, the bottom right bracket, we have here Mount Union doing away with Washington and Lee 52-0 last week in typical Mount Union fashion, as Johns Hopkins defeats Salisbury 45-20, and right now they're going head-to-head. Mount Union leads Johns Hopkins 7-3 in the start of the second quarter. And then we have Delaware Valley defeating Anna Marie 62-10, and Muhlenberg defeating Framingham State 45-0, and well, Delaware Valley and Muhlenberg are going head-to-head today, and I believe that game is actually already underway as well, but I don't know if they have it up here, courtesy of NCAA.com. So, Taryn, we are in the second round here, or the quarterfinals, if you will. They're not the quarterfinals. They're in the second round, though. Moving on to the quarterfinals after this. Any thoughts, comments, concerns? What you got, Darren?
I was wondering if Mount Union is going to be toying with Johns Hopkins or defeating them. I'm interested to see if Johns Hopkins can actually keep up with Mount Union, as they just scored a field goal to make it 7-6. Like, Johns Hopkins could basically be the team of destiny, because I know that school is, and this is no offense, they're kind of known for water polo and lacrosse, to my knowledge, but if they could topple Mount Union, that would be quite something as well. And then, obviously, the North Central matchup will be quite the fascinating one. I was kind of surprised to see Wheaton allowing Aurora to put up 31, but if that is any indication of what that may be against Central, then we could be in for another high-scoring affair, and that means no defense is going to be played. So either way, I'm looking forward to these matchups right here, and take it away.
I completely agree, Aaron. Got some good stuff going on here. Can Johns Hopkins hang on to Mount Union, or Mount Union can step on the gas and take off as per usual? So we will see, man. I'm interested in Mary Hardin Baylor. They had a tough game versus Trinity last week, and well, maybe that was just a tough game, but will this game be close here today? We'll find out. But anyway, on to Division II now. By the way, we now have Ohio State second and goal. They're knocking on the door. The snow is falling. Let's get a live play here. Looks like, all right, ball snap. And no dice. Just a quick little snippet there of, my bad, y'all. I don't really have a play sheet or anything like that, or a call sheet with any names on or anything. But I do know for one fact that it looks like these Ohio State Buckeyes are knocking on the door here. So, yeah. Looks like we might have a TD here, but we will find out. So, with that said, Division II, Kutztown, looking strong. What's up? What up, Marcus? Looks great in the chat room. Big ups to my boy, man. So, congratulations to, of course, and I gotta say this already, just because they're both in the chat room, I'm not supposed to say anything, but I guess I can say a little something, Taryn. Last night, we started the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame voting, and congratulations to both of these men. Marcus Losgray and Adam Karnick have both been nominated to the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame for the class of 2021. Marcus actually the first name nominated yesterday, so congratulations to him. And, of course, Adam Karnick coming up a little bit later. But those finalizations will be in at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. And the voting will begin. And, well, we're going to have a long December, as per usual. March Madness style, as we like. And, well, we'll see who will get in our Hall of Fame coming up this new year. So we shall see, y'all. December's coming, and, well, that only means IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame voting month, of course Christmas. But yeah, wow, and huge sack for the Wolverines as Ohio State looks like they're going to be kicking themselves a field goal. Wow, that is nuts. Well, with that said, into Division II, Taryn. Kutztown, they had a first-round bye. Well, they're taking on New Haven. New Haven did away with Bentley 38-13 last week. And then Shepherd. Kutztown and New Haven currently underway, 0-0 at the moment. We also have Shepherd taking on Notre Dame, Ohio. This game took no time getting started. Shepherd leads 14-7 right now over Notre Dame, Ohio. And last week, Shepherd defeated Finlay 38-31. Notre Dame, Ohio defeated Slippery Rock 33-25. So two heavyweights there going on in Division II, going head-to-head early on. Top left bracket. So, bottom left bracket, and it is good. Ohio State, of course, now on the board. 7-3 Michigan here. So, with that said, bottom left bracket, number 1 Ferris State and number 4 Grand Valley State go head-to-head. Grand Valley, of course, defeating Linwood 20-3 last week. First round bye for Ferris State. And number 2, Harding will defeat Washburn 30-14. Northwest Missouri State defeated Central Washington 50-21. Harding and Northwest Missouri State going head-to-head in just a little bit bottom left bracket. Top right bracket here, West Georgia did away with Albany State out of Georgia, 23-7 last week. They will now take on Valdosta State today, coming up in just a few moments here. And Bowie State, Taryn, you said they could be a dark horse here. The alma mater of our very own Daryl Kinsey Jr. here at iSports Radio, hosting the Extra Mile. And wow, man, Bowie State got it done against Lenore Rhine, the college of Kyle Duggar, of course, alma mater of Kyle Duggar for the New England Patriots. But yes, 31-10, Bowie State moves forward. And a game that I'm not too happy to announce here because my champion has now been eliminated. But it's all good. They won it all last year. But West Florida will fall to Newberry, 33-30. And Newberry will now take on Bowie State in that top right bracket. Bottom right bracket, Bemidji State, once again, I always butcher that name. I gotta learn how to say it the right way. 28-24 over Augustana in South Dakota. I don't know where it was at, where it might have been Bemidji State. But 28-24, they move forward, and Bemidji State will take on Colorado School of Mines, the first round bye. And then, of course, we had Angelo State defeating Minnesota Duluth 48-14, and Nebraska Kearney defeating Western Colorado 31-24. And Angelo State and Nebraska Kearney will go head-to-head today as well. So we are all set for this second round of action in Division II. Taryn, what you got for us, man?
I was very surprised to see West Florida losing. I could not believe it. I was like, wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. But I was more surprised to see Albany State only putting up 7 points. Like, I guess West Georgia's defense was that underrated, but still, it's like, you're a 4 seed and you put up 7 points? Oof. And then Western Colorado, I had this strange feeling they weren't going to get out of the first round, but I thought they would have in close fashion, but instead they lost in close fashion. So, all in all, it just goes to show that the postseason is a totally different animal. Like, the left side bracket was the only ones that had upsets. And it wasn't even, it didn't even come to like the top 2 seeds got like buys. So all in all, they're only upsets on the right side of the bracket. So quite fascinating, if you ask me.
It really is, Terrence. So moving forward, man, great stuff. We got that all coming up next week. Of course, some good games coming up today. But for today, you guys, oh my goodness. This is what the freaking Division I Single A should be doing. Of course, as we know, this is the closest to it. So, of course, NAI, we talked about that earlier as well. But, yeah, 16 teams. I mean, this is, I think, the best. This is right here. This is awesome. I would love this right here, Division I Single A. But, getting off into the FCS here, Division I Double A. Taryn, the seeds have been set. The first round buys are set. And here we go, man. We have 16 teams going head-to-head today, and we have, 8 teams awaiting. So 24 teams total, and I had to do some math, I'm sorry, but 8 teams awaiting, I want to make sure. But number 1 in the top left bracket, congratulations to number 1 Sam Houston State. If I'm not mistaken, they're defending champs. Forgot it's that spring season, all that craziness. But anyway, Sam Houston State, congratulations to them regardless. The Bearcats have that number 1 overall seed, and they'll be awaiting the winner of today, SF Austin. Of course, SF Austin, good school. And Incarnate Word, actually, a school that one of my friends told me started out as a Division III a long time ago. And, well, they're now an FCS school, so awesome stuff there. Then we have UT Martin and Missouri State going head-to-head today. The winner of them will take on next week Montana State. Montana State, by the way, losing to the Montana craziness last week. I picked Montana State. Taryn picked the Grizz, and, well, the Grizzlies got it done, man. So congratulations. Good call there. Top left bracket. Bottom left bracket, we're already underway, man. Sacred Heart and Holy Cross going head-to-head as Sacred Heart leads 7-0 The winner of that game will take on first-round bye Villanova, and also first-round bye Sacramento State will await the winner of UC Davis and South Dakota State. Well, those Jacks who got it done this year, that is, over North Dakota State, will they get it done? We will see. Over to the top right bracket now. North Dakota State, we knew they weren't going to go away. The Bison will remain out front, will remain as a team that gets first-round byes. I think they've been getting those for a while. Also, ETSU will be getting, if I'm not mistaken, that's Eastern Tennessee or East Tennessee. But those are all the first round byes here in the top right. Southern Illinois and South Dakota will play for the right to take on North Dakota State, and Davidson and Kennesaw State will play for the right to take on ETSU next week. And then the bottom right bracket, UNI, the Panthers, man, taking on Eastern Washington. That should be a solid matchup. Versus the winner of them will go on to take on Montana, as we know, first round bye. And then of the other first round bye, James Madison. This is a great tournament. I love how it's set up. Florida A&M will take on Southeastern Louisiana, and the winner will take on James Madison. Taryn, the seedings have been set. We have one game underway already. This is what Division I Single A should be. I'm just saying, this is a great format. Regardless, Taryn, what you got for us, man? Who are you taking this year in this tournament?
It's going to be quite the fascinating tournament. Like, Sam Houston State is that number 1 seed. I don't know. I kind of want to go with North Dakota State, but I could also roll. I can't really go wrong with maybe Sam Houston, but I think I'm rolling with North Dakota State. I gotta go with them. The interesting first round matchup, in my opinion, will be UC Davis versus South Dakota State. Mm-hmm. UC Davis has resurrected and has surged to a strong season, and they're looking to show the world that they are more than just a Big West Conference school. Matter of fact, they're in this conference, in terms of football, they're not even a Big West Conference school. They're in like some sort of other funky division. And for those that were hoping to see San Diego in this tournament, well, they kind of tied for their conference title, but Montana State does have the head-to-head tiebreaker over them, so they get the nod. So, yeah.
Bummer, but it is what it is, Taryn. Hey, what do we do? What do we say? But regardless, man, big ups, UC San Diego, the Toreros, right?
Yeah, Toreros.
Well, big ups to the Toreros, as I'm stretching over here, sorry, my bad. But big ups to them, man, on a good season. And you know what, hey, there's always next season. For those seniors, go on and ball, man. Try and be a pro somewhere. Do your best, but, for next year's class, hey, go out there and ball and try and make it happen next year, So, big ups to them.
Yeah, and at least they won their conference, and they really came back to life. They were 0-4, and they wound up winning their last 7 games. So, yeah.
That was accidental, but you know what? It works. Congratulations. Let's scream up the screensaver mode right now. So congratulations again. Awesome job there for Toreros, and great season for them. But there we have it. So the brackets are set. Ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten through everything except for, of course, as we've been talking about throughout the show, Division I Single A. Today, rivalry week going on. And Taryn, we've talked about it already. So many big games. Michigan State currently leading Ohio State 7-3. Into the first, the Sunshine Showdown. Florida is currently leading Florida State 7-0. Georgia is just pulling away from New York State 17-0 already in the second quarter. And just lots of games going on today. But, of course, we have a few other ones to get with. And, like I said, the Iron Bowl coming up today, the Civil War. Indiana, Purdue. Not a rivalry game, but a good Big Ten game. Penn State and number 12, Michigan State. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Minnesota, that is. A good game today. And then, of course, we have Clemson, South Carolina, Notre Dame, Stanford, BYU, and USC. That's hopefully not embarrassing for the Trojans. And then, of course, Cal and UCLA. Taryn, really, just any of these matchups that stand out to you before we get into, of course, the game of the week, which is Saturday Night Football. But any other games? Oh, Arizona State. Just some good games coming up. Virginia Tech, Northwestern, Illinois. Just lots of good rivalry games coming up. But Taryn, which ones catch your eye and why today?
So Oregon State has quite big amount of implications in terms of the Pac-12 North. I want to say if Oregon does not win, then Washington State will be representing the Pac-12 North. But simple concept for Oregon, win and you're in. And they should win on paper, but don't sleep on Oregon State. They are a very good team. They are going bowling for the first time in quite a while. So I would not be surprised if Oregon had to grind it out. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that matchup. And yeah, I'm also excited for the Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State matchup, which, I think that's the match of the week.
That's the big one, Taryn. You're good, man. No, perfect segue, brother. Tonight's game, and by the way, I'm taking Oregon State, by the way, man. I want to see them get it done. You know what? Last week, Oregon laid a freaking egg, and, I'm going Beavers today, man. But with that said, tonight's game, of course, number 10, Oklahoma, taking on number 7, Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Taryn, Oklahoma State's actually favored by 4 points. This is going to be a hell of a football game, man. Oregon, both these teams, Oklahoma State, they're both 10-1, man. And this is it. This is the Big 12 championship. I mean, I know we actually have an official game, right, for the Big 12 now. But, dude, I mean, this is it. Like, this is, if there was a championship, I mean, there is a championship, but I'm just saying, I think this is it, man. This is going to be the game. This is huge. I'm so excited that these teams are going head-to-head today. We have a battle. We already have some games set for next week that are already ready to roll for championships. So, kind of crazy. Already next week. Actually, no, we don't. Yeah, no. So, Utah State, San Diego State has already been set for the Mountain West. We'll talk about that next week. Appalachian State and Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, already set for the Sun Belt. Georgia and Alabama already set for the SEC Championship. For the American Athletic Conference, the AAC, Houston and Cincinnati has already been set, and there you have it. So we await to see who the Big Ten, the ACC, the MAC, the Big 12. Of course, we'll find out today, but like I said, today it's not the Big 12 championship. I'm just saying. That's a good one. I got confused because I know they didn't have a championship for a while. But Big 12, of course, we have the Conference USA, the CUSA, and, of course, the Pac-12 all getting set. But, Darren, we got some great stuff going on. But today, man, this game between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, you know what? Oklahoma this year has taken their licks, dude. They damn near lost to freaking Kansas. I'm sorry, but wow, that's a great day for Kansas. Oklahoma, though, wow, okay, guys. I don't know. Overall, I'll tell you right now, man, Oklahoma State's had their victories. They've had their good ones. Do those one-losses define them? Not really, Taryn. Gosh dang it, man. They're both solid. They've both done great things this year. But really, the only black eye for Oklahoma this year, which was, it's not really a black eye, but it was a tough loss to Baylor a few weeks ago, which was not really, not expected, but certainly not that wasn't a horrible loss. It wasn't bad. 27-14 on the road. Baylor was, of course, ranked 13. Oklahoma was 8 at the time. The very next week is what got me even more, though. Iowa State. Okay, wow. They're not necessarily ranked or anything. Yeah, you should have won that probably by more, 28-21. Regardless, a win's a win, right, Taryn? But then we get on over to Oklahoma State, and the only loss for them came to Iowa State, which, of course, damn near knocked off Oklahoma this year. Of course, Iowa State, remember upsetting Oklahoma State 10 years ago. I remember seeing that happening. Well, it happened again, and Iowa State freaking won this one 24-21. This is when Oklahoma State was 8 at the time. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Usually after everybody else, the Oklahoma State has knocked off pretty much everybody else by a lopsided margin. And if it wasn't lopsided, it was actually pretty close, but they were ranked games. And I'm just saying, I don't know. Oklahoma State, to me, just looks like they're the team that has it. They're home tonight in Stillwater. Taryn, I'm going to call it, brother. I don't know if you're taking the Sooners, man, but I'm taking the Pokes to win this thing tonight.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma State is the safe pick just because they've been a little bit more consistent. I know they had that loss to Iowa State. And here's the scenario for the Big 12. And also Oklahoma with its little situation of Caleb Williams versus Spencer Rattler. It's rather confusing for them. So I don't even know if they're going to roll with Caleb Williams. But all in all, here's the scenario for the Big 12. If Oklahoma State wins and Baylor wins, then Baylor-Oklahoma State is the final, or the Big 12 championship. If Oklahoma wins and then Baylor wins, then it's Oklahoma-Baylor. But if Baylor somehow loses, and no matter who wins but if Baylor loses and Oklahoma State wins, then it's Oklahoma State and Baylor. But if Oklahoma wins and Baylor loses, then it's Oklahoma State and Oklahoma next week. So I know I've probably just made everyone's head spin when it comes to those scenarios, but I kind of need to get that scenario out there right now just because Baylor beat Oklahoma and then Oklahoma State has beaten Baylor. So it's kind of like that rock, paper, scissors scenario. So, yeah, I just got to throw that out there. I'm taking Oklahoma State as well.
Awesome, man. I'm with it. It's definitely going to be a fun game. I really think we're going to have a close game there, and it's not going to be easy. Definitely not going to be a cakewalk for either team. Let's be real. The Sooners can definitely win this game just as to me. It's pretty even, but yeah, I guess for a couple of reasons, I feel like Oklahoma State will get the better of Oklahoma. But once again, we'll see. We will be determined. So with that said, Saren, dude, it is crazy, man. So many things going on. Quick little recap: high school football, at least in the southern section here in CIF in Southern California. Amazingness, number one, Modern Day, man, does it again. They're off to the at-large, I believe, for the state title. They'll be going head-to-head. I'm pretty sure winning that game, if they do, Modern Day will more than likely be crowned national champions again, and we shall see. But that's what's going on right now in high school. Then, of course, as we talked about earlier, in the NJCAA, lots of great football going on in the coming week, but we're not quite sure what's going on with the title game. We'll have more for you coming up next week. In the CCAA, we still don't know what the SCFA means, and of course, who's going where and who's doing what. But best of luck to all the teams playing today. We got bowl games going on. We got some playoff games going on, I guess. I have no idea. But we'll find out, and should be some fun stuff for all of these teams going head-to-head, man. And really excited for everybody. And then, of course, we have in the NAIA, and then there were 8 who will march away with the championship mentality. Continuing today, I mean, all those young men do, but who will continue on that march this year, that is, into the Final Four of the NAIA, we will find out. Then, of course, in Division 3 and Division 2, we're getting into we got in the second round today. Let's see who continues on. FCS started their tournament today, so who will make it on to that second round. And then, of course, Rivalry Week started last week. Overall, Taryn, I guess we can finish on this. I hate to say it, but we got, man. UCLA did it last week, knocking off USC. It was a pretty nasty, lopsided game, something that I just can't stand to see. But it is what it is. The Trojans got the better. The Bruins got the better, and, a couple rivalry games went on. But we don't got to end on that, but I just want to know your thoughts real fast.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly. I did not expect USC to give up 62 points and 609 yards of total offense from UCLA. It's not good, and USC's bowl game hopes are basically hanging in the balance today against BYU and then next week against Cal. So all in all, USC, they got to win it for their seniors. And I don't know if BYU is invincible. They're certainly not invincible, but I don't think USC, I want to believe that USC will win. I want to have that faith, but something's telling me BYU will just eke it out. But maybe BYU will have that stage fright in playing in the Coliseum as opposed to playing in Provo.
We shall see it, Darren, but I'll tell you right now, man, plenty of great football coming on today. The big one is definitely going to be Saturday Night Football just because, man, there's so much on the line there for that Big 12. And, well, we have 2 teams that are towards the top right now in this one, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, I mean, I hate to say it, but as of right now, I mean, as much as I would like to see one of these teams, I don't know. I mean, Oklahoma State, I don't know if they're going to get in if they win it. I really don't. That top, really depending on the top four, whoever wins. Or loses, and then the same thing, Oklahoma, they're number 10, so I don't know, even if they win it, I don't know if they'll even get in, so who knows, I mean, this playoff is crazy. That's why I'm telling you, adopt the FCS version of the playoff, please, thank you, or hey, Division 3, Division 2, one of them, my gosh, even the NAIA, as Terrence said earlier, you're taking notes, NCAA, just saying, y'all, just saying. So, with that said, Taryn, brother, you know what time it is, man, it is time, get the headphone plugged in because I don't want it to echo, y'all. Gotta do this. So, it is time to cue the music because we're out of here. All right, y'all. Mr. Taryn Rodriguez. Brother, any final thoughts for the audience here today before we go ahead and run off into this college football sunset for this week?
As the old saying goes, don't get eliminated. That's my advice.
That's pretty much it. So, well, I'll tell you what, man, it has been a fun one. Taryn, where can all these diehard fans find you?
You can find me on Twitter at TarynRodriguez1. You can also find me on @set_point, and you can also find me on the SoCal Supreme Sports Show at SoCal Show IESR. That's where you can find my stuff, but my main Twitter account is at TarynRodriguez1. Definitely do check it out. That's where I post most of my content and whatnot.
Awesome, man. Well, of course, big shout out to my boy Taryn. You can follow me, your boy there, the THE_53. Follow the show at 3&Out CEIE. And of course, big shout out to our sponsors, the Southern California Warriors. Follow them on Twitter at SoCal Warriors. And of course, Kit Freeman and Background Check International, www.eastguy.com. Professional use only, all your background checks. Getting done with Mr. Kit Freeman. That is going to do it for this week, y'all. Showing love, of course, to our sponsors, to our listeners. That will do it. We will see you next week for plenty more action in college football, of course, high school football, and plenty of action all over those sanctioning bodies. NAIA, NCAA, y'all know the drill. With that said, y'all, we will see you next week. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless.